Five things off the wall.
That's us, man. 24/7.
You should expect the unexpected. I mean,
Make it known that this is all about being 100% authentic.
We are live now.
So, with that being said, let's jump right in.
Welcome to another episode of Five Things Off the Wall. I am your guy, Drick. What's going on, people? What up?
Hey, y'all. It's your girl C-Mac while they get themselves together.
peace, beautiful people. It's your boy Dev.
Yo, Walt here, and I'm just so disappointed in you, man. Like,
The love boat soon will be making another.
so let's go ahead and clarify this for the people. This is all Devin's fault. Your tardiness has led our brother Derek into this state of delirium.
Yeah, he does get like this every time.
The later it gets,
Loopy.
the more crazy he get. Like, you would
Every
think
time.
It's called me Loopy Fiasco.
Loopy.
he was sniffing them markers again.
I'll take total blame for this.
Thank you, I appreciate it. My
now you
Pitt
good, brother.
Panthers. Hey, pause. My Pitt Panthers just beat North Carolina 65-64. Let's go, Pitt. Hail to Pitt.
Congratulations. So for our listeners, if you have not liked or subscribed to Five Things Off the Wall, we are on all platforms. We're even on YouTube. Holla at us. Enjoy it. Go back. Dive into some of our previous episodes. We'll know you love it. You're going to love it.
Interact with us on social media, and I'll send you a sticker.
Listen, I'm gonna start talking like Trump.
Oh, no.
Listen, I'm gonna start telling people what they're gonna like. Oh, you're gonna love it. It's the best.
Look at
It's gonna be magnificent. Be
It's
the
gonna
most
be-
magnificent thing you've ever seen and heard.
Ever heard.
Look at this. You see that? Oh, no.
Man, get that off the screen. Come on, man. Let's get serious.
So we are looking at 2,000 baby carriages, all
The
Nick Cannon
disrespect.
kids
The
at
disrespect.
Disneyland.
The disrespect.
I'm just saying.
Y'all stop doing Brother Nick that way.
Yo, so today is February 1st, first day of Black History Month.
Yeah.
Wakanda forever.
Yep. Even though, we put an emphasis on Black History Month, every day is a Black Day. Devin, are you doing your fun facts, your Black History facts?
I'm not doing it on social media, but I can definitely go ahead and do it on our episodes.
You got one for us today?
I don't.
No? Okay. That's okay. That's all right. You don't have to beat yourself up about it.
I'm not.
I don't think he was.
Okay.
No. So ridiculous.
I don't think you could just blindside him. I don't think you could just
Walt,
blindside him
stop.
like that and then expect him to feel bad.
I don't think
Like,
he
that's just
was.
not how that works.
Oh, wow.
Hey, man, let me hit you with this bus and then expect you to feel bad for me running you over.
Right.
No.
It's
Feel
all good,
bad you
brother.
were standing in the middle of the street.
It's all good. I got one for you.
No
I got one for
anxiety,
you.
nothing. I didn't feel anything. Go ahead.
Nothing,
I
not
got
even
one
the
for you.
twins.
On a Tuesday, February 5th, 1980,
Going up
Derek
on a
Williams was
Tuesday.
born, aka Drick.
Huh?
So in
I said
today's
on
today's-
February 5th, a Tuesday,
wanna have
February
to
5th,
start-
1980.
I don't want to
Yes.
have to start with the music.
Derek Williams.
Come on.
Say what? Who?
Happy
Derek, do
birthday.
you have any birthday plans?
Nah, I mean, I think we're going to try to plan a dinner at some point, but it's not going to be like this week or anything like that.
You don't eat dinner all the time?
Now we're going to have a dinner with other people, like maybe at a restaurant or something.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Where y'all gonna eat at?
Yeah. We got this spot in town. If you're in Nashville, check out Sedona Tap House.
First off, nobody's ever going to Nashville. Tennessee right
That's
now.
not true.
Stop it.
Tennessee
Stop.
right now is quite possibly the most dangerous
I
place in
mean, yeah,
America.
Tennessee is on some other
Between
time.
Tennessee and Atlanta with Cop City, I don't know that I'm gonna like y'all making me feel good that I'm in South Carolina.
the
Well,
person
these
who-
Listen,
idiots
you
out
know,
here.
the situation that happened in Memphis was it's more to it.
It was atrocious, is what it was. It was a
It
travesty.
was.
It was a
It
travesty.
was.
It was.
It was. So let's talk about it.
All right.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about
For the people that
Yeah.
don't know, what happened in Memphis was the lynching of
it. If you
another.
just so happen to be living under a rock.
Right. The lynching of another black man, Tyre Nichols, who was murdered and brutally assailed by 5 black police officers and 1 white police officer, who was quoted and recorded on body cam footage as saying, "I hope they stomp his ass out."
Mhm.
He's the one who deployed the taser. The
Can
beyond the
Can you
disgusting.
use the word lynching for this?
Yeah, it's definitely
Because
lynching.
so lynching is not a race
Nope.
Nah.
sensitive word.
Lynching is defined as I think it's maybe 2 or more people brutally beating another person, assaulting another person.
Okay.
I believe what we would have called getting jumped is
Okay.
I think the actual term of lynching. So that's what this was, man. And I think to add a layer of disgust to it, while we applaud the powers that be in Memphis for taking swift action with the 5 officers, the one officer, the white fella, Hemp Hill, I think is his name, was relieved of duty, and they used that term, which I think is funny. Instead of saying he was fired, he was relieved of duty, but he has not been charged with anything. Not an accomplice, not an accessory, nothing. Like, he's recorded as saying, "I hope they stomp his ass out." At minimum, that makes him an accomplice to me. I don't know about y'all, and I'm not a lawyer. But I feel like at minimum he should be seeing that piece.
What do you think made them? What do you think
Wait.
took
Hold
so
on.
long for them to let him go?
Say it again.
What do you think took so long for them to let him go?
Who, the cop?
The white guy.
No, I think they let him go. They let him all go at the same time.
I don't think so.
Nah, they didn't release his name.
But
I read a report.
they always only said 5.
Yeah, I read a report that said that when they arrested the 5 police officers, 5 black police officers, the next day 4 of them was released, but 1 of them was still in at that time.
Right.
But that's only the 5 guys.
They've
That's the
never said that this other cop, they've never said he was fired. They just said he was relieved of duty.
But there's 5 cops that was fired. That's outside the white guy.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But he was
they never talked about him being a part of it at all.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They never released his name. They never identified that there was a 6th cop. They never did that. However, he was relieved of his duty at the same time as the other 5 were fired. The other 5 were fired. He was relieved of duty all at the same time. From the report I saw, the only thing that happened after that was, and there may be possible charges later or more people involved they're investigating, but the only thing I know of that was after the fact were the 2, I think it was fire department people who were
3. It was 3 of them.
It was
3 of them.
It was a fire chief or a fire supervisor, and then I believe 2 paramedics.
Yeah, they were fired after the cops were fired. For not following whatever the protocol was, right?
Correct.
So why do you think they only talked about the 5 cops that were fired?
I think because they were the ones that were seen on the video beating, and I'm not sure. I didn't watch the video, so I don't know if they tased them, but I know they beat him.
Nope. The white cop is the one who deployed the taser.
So the others just
the black cops kept macing him. They maced him several times.
Yeah, they did him bad. They did him bad. Yeah. So I think,
Mhm.
for me, and I think what bothers me the most is, we saw I I remember seeing the picture of this brother laying in bed, in the hospital bed, with all the tubes and all the swelling and all of this and all of that, right?
Hmm.
I think what solidified in my mind how brutal and heinous this was before the video was released, before we knew it was black guys, before we knew it was five cops on one man, before we knew that. I saw the video. I mean, I saw the pictures of him, but then when they showed a picture of him, what he
Before,
supposed to look
yeah,
like he was a slim fella when he was in that bed. You couldn't have convinced me that he wasn't a thick dude. That's how much swelling
yeah, like Emmett
he
Till.
he had endured. That's crazy to me. Like that is to me that confirms all of any charges that they can come up with. They deserve them all, man. Lock them dudes under the
Yeah.
jail, put them in a prison cell with the largest endowed butt assailant
I'm
they
not
could
gonna do that.
find, man, and jump on. I'm serious, man. Let all five of them just be brutalized in prison, man. I don't
No.
care. I don't feel bad about it.
You gonna put a pause on any of
I
that?
thought about I thought about it, but I don't. I thought about putting a pause on
He
it, but I
said he
don't.
said
I
they don't
want
they
it to
don't
be.
deserve one.
They don't deserve it. I want that to be as disgusting and violating as it can possibly sound and be. I want to convey that message because that's what I feel like that's what they deserve, man. People be
So
like,
did
Oh,
how people be like, yeah, no, you need to forgive, man. Screw forgiveness for them jokers, man. That's
so
cowardice.
so Devin, did you watch the video?
I did. I watched the video and I watched it with any sound and I wanted to do that on purpose. I don't know if I could have handled the sound of it. So I just watched it, watched the videos, and it's if I'm being honest, something has to change. And the reason why I say that is because I'm getting to a level of indifference. Walt always calls me indifferent dev, right? But we have been exposed to so many different brutalities at the hands of law enforcement that I'm getting desensitized from it.
yeah.
And
I was saying that before.
and that's a problem.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I remember you
Yeah.
saying that before.
Yeah, I was gonna say you said that before, Dev, and in saying that,
But I think I said it, but I think I said I don't know if I said it for police brutality or if I said it for just mass shootings. But
No,
either
it was a
way,
police brutality when I
mm,
remember.
yeah.
yeah.
'Cause
I
I
mean, because
remember
I guess
what?
my question to you, Dev, and my question to all of you would be, what is it that you think could change? Because we've heard Attorney Crump say that clearly, and I hate that he said it like this, but it doesn't matter the race of the cop. It only matters the race of the victim. It is black and brown bodies that are being destroyed by the supposed officers of the law.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter what the officers of the law look like. It only
Yeah,
matters what the victim is. So what
I don't know. I mean, I'm
could
I'm
change?
I'm feeling weird about that. Because I've said, since I've been going through this whole story, I've said from the beginning, to me, it makes it worse that the cops are black because of the fact that, and of course, you hate to make things a race thing, but everyone knows what black men are going through, period, point blank.
Mm,
Everyone knows what black men have been dealing with
mm.
since Rodney King, so it's like, why would you do this to another fellow black man, knowing that they're already worried about being pulled over by cops of another race.
But see, that's what Ben
He
Crump
just,
was saying. He was saying that it doesn't matter it doesn't seem to matter what race the police officers are because they all think this way. Like the corruptness of the police the police state is so corrupt. Not
So
all of them think this way, but
so I think it's going to take time, right? So because this has been happening for so long, and they've been able to get away with it for so long, we're just starting to see some accountability taking place in these situations, and so I think so. I mean, we saw what happened, with Derek Chauvin, in that whole situation, and we're seeing what's happening in this situation. This would probably be the maybe second or third, and then there's some instances where it's occurred and it may not have made national news. I know we had an incident here with a police shooting in Nashville, and the police was convicted. So the officer was convicted. So I think the more that we see, I think the more that officers see that they're going to be held accountable for it, eventually we'll hopefully we'll start to see it slow down. But the thing about this one though, where the difference in this one is and there was a lot of speculation, but it seemed, everybody said it seemed personal.
Yeah,
right.
very personal.
I don't know if we've gotten any answers on what the true motivation was.
We got speculation.
Right. I know they said
his stepfather dispelled that. His stepfather said
not true.
That's
about the picture.
Yeah, about him messing with
mama.
One of them exes. Yeah, his step pops was like, now I got that from an article on Fox News, so I don't know how accurate it is, but they said, his stepfather said, like, yeah, that's not true. It's a planned attack by the police to basically villainize his son's name, which makes perfect sense that they would do that, because you got to if you make the victim guilty, you start to taint the waters, muddy the water a little bit.
So did they ever say why the first officer
pulled him out of the car? That would make him guilty because he's dealing with someone's ex?
No, it's not that. It doesn't make him guilty, but if I make him to be some sort of bad person, then...
But how are you making him a bad person? It's not like he's dealing with someone's wife. He's dealing with someone's ex.
It doesn't matter, but if I make him to be less than... All right, so they're painting him out to be... The family is saying he's a free spirit, and the video and the video and the imagery makes him look like he was a complete and total victim.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. A complete and total victim. Mm-hmm. And then the family backs it up by saying he was a free-spirited individual who was doing all the right things. He was a skateboarder. He starts to come off like, all right, man, this kid was not a bad human. Why? How could you? Right? You start to have sympathy for him. But if you say, well, he was messing around with one of their wives, right? Well, wait a minute. Now there's some skeletons.
But they're not saying that. They're saying his ex. That's my point.
It doesn't. It doesn't
make him a bad person.
It doesn't matter. It's in our eyes, he's not a bad person. Even if it was true, he's not a bad person. But I'm saying it just starts to put it begins to cast a bit of a shadow on this.
On this guy
on the one-sidedness of it.
It allows people to process it and say, oh, okay, this is probably why it happened, and making it somewhat acceptable, right?
Right.
And the initial thing that came out was he was sleeping with someone's wife.
I don't think it's doing that at all. I think what it's doing is making people say, oh, okay, we thought it was personal, and that's exactly what it was. Right. If that's true, the people are not saying, "Oh, okay."
I've actually seen on social media people say, "Okay, well, if he was messing with his wife, I understand because that's what was said first." But later it came out that no, it wasn't his wife.
Saying wife when they're saying his ex.
No, but I'm saying initially.
How are we saying wife when it was ex?
No.
Crystal, you're not understanding what
Derek is saying is that when he initially saw it, they were saying that it was his wife.
It was a wife.
The sense that they were still together.
Okay.
And there was reports afterwards.
And if all of this information
I never saw anything that said wife. I always saw ex-wife. I saw ex-baby mama. I saw that. I never saw anything that said it was actually the guy was still
But the thing is, Crystal, if all this information is being pushed out by the police, let's just say, or somebody on that side, it creates a level of it just gives people question, right? Because there's gonna be people who are they're gonna just side with the police no matter what. And they're like,
Right.
well, he shouldn't have ran, he shouldn't have did this,
Yeah, I've
they're,
heard
they're,
that.
they're gonna side with that regardless, right? But now when you add the aspect of he was messing with the sanctity of a home or a relationship, no matter whether it was going or was past, it was 2 weeks past, 2 years past, it doesn't matter because now that cop is looked at as he was just trying to restore his family. He was just trying to, hold on to what he had. And yeah, it was personal. And yeah, he went way over the line, but he was just trying to protect. Wouldn't you protect your family? You see what I'm saying? Like, so then you can start casting that shadow out there. And no matter how far-fetched it might seem, is if I
Because
can
that's what
start
it
to
is, far-fetched.
if I can start swaying the minds of some of the public opinion to make the cops seem less like the murderers and scourge of the earth that they are. If I can make them seem like less than that,
You
well,
make them seem like they're a victim
yeah.
in
I
a
get what
sense.
you're saying for sure. I just haven't seen that narrative on my
Yeah.
side.
And
Like
and
I've only seen like you were saying, Walt, them saying he shouldn't have ran, that type of thing.
Right.
And then of course this idiot, what's his name, Jason, whatever.
Jason Whitlock.
Yes,
Black.
that made the
Yeah.
comment about these 5 cops are raised by a single Black woman, and that was the problem. Oh no, I'm sorry. The police department was ran by a single Black mother, and that's why they were reacting.
Jason Whitlock is the media version of Kanye West.
Okay.
Bottom line.
Did we-
I'm serious. He
did
does
we-
everything he does is for the to try to reach and get the pleasure and the approval
Oh,
of not just the right side, not just the right wing, but the successful white people in that industry. That's what he looks for. He only wants them to give him a nod. Just
so
like
can we say
Kanye.
that's a male version of Candace Owens?
No, I think she's just I'm not gonna say it again, but yeah, I think she's just I think she's just a media whore. She's an attention whore. I don't think she says what she says. She likes it. She does.
dang, you caught. Wait, hold on, Deb,
No,
hold that.
hold on.
Wait. He said, he
Look
said,
at both of y'all.
he said she's an attention whore and she likes it.
You likes it, right? I wasn't gonna go back there, but anyway.
Well,
I
that
told
sounds
you
like a little. That sounds
I
like
didn't want to say it
Hold on,
because
the
look,
man said
go ahead,
what he
because
said. He said what he said.
right,
Is the
because
Black
Candace-
Snake Moan
Candace
of
Go ahead,
media?
Owens, but see, here's my thing. Candace Owens can be right in a lot of what she says. She could be. The way in which she delivers it,
You don't like
it's
it?
for attention. She wants people to see her. She is whoring for the media. Like for the attention. Like that's just bottom. I mean, that is what it is. I mean, she's not alone. There's tons of people that do it. Whitlock,
The sons of whores out here.
bad whore. Sorry. Good.
Oh my God.
Got off on a tangent. Apologize.
So obviously that
Black
makes it
History
trigger.
Month. Black History Month. I'm not putting up with these shenanigans.
I know that was a trigger. Sorry.
So here's the thing, right? I'm interested to see what they are going to plead because I don't know if that's came out yet. If they're going to plead not guilty or take a plea deal or whatever, right? And if they do plead not guilty, what grounds are they doing that? I'm curious to see that. That's one. Two, if the reports are coming back that it's true, because right now it's speculation that they, unfortunately, Tyre Nichols was dealing with the dudes, one of the cops' wife, whether it be ex-wife or they was just estranged or whatever. You can't do a one-on squabble. Like you gotta get the goons, because that's what I'm gonna call them, to do something like that. It's very mind-boggling to me, and it's disappointing.
When we've all encountered these people. When you're a coward, and you're afraid of what could happen, or when you're a coward and you want to prove a point, you want to exert your power,
Authority.
yeah, and your authority, you want to demonstrate that. You don't even try to fight one-on-one. You just go ahead, you call the goons like, hey man, let's jump this dude, let's show him who we are. You know what I'm saying? Like this is coward, it's whack, it's trash, it's garbage. Like,
And they were saying, I was watching a report a couple of days ago about another young man who said that this Scorpion Task Force, which is what they're called, Scorpion Task Force, has excuse me, has a history of doing these things.
mm-hmm.
He reached out to authorities and complained, and nothing was done. And he said, listen, if y'all would have taken my warnings more seriously, maybe Tyre Nichols would still be alive.
Is this the guy and his brother who had the cop had the gun pointed at him? You said he'll blow your face off?
I'm not quite sure if I'm not sure about that.
Because
It was just one.
I read a report and it sounded real close to that. The kid said that he was standing at the gas station just kind of minding his business. Him and his brother, they were kind of there just minding their business or whatever, and then the cops just kind of swarmed on them, and they ran because they were afraid, in part because they had a gun. It was a legal gun, but they had a gun on them, and they had been smoking weed. So for those reasons, they ran. They got in the car. They ran. They ended up wrecking the car, and the cop, when he caught up, the main one, when he got up to him, he slammed one of them on the ground, pulled his gun, and pointed at his face, and said, "I'll blow your effing face off." You know, and then he put the gun to his brother's head and said the same thing to him. And at the time, the police.
So let me pose this question.
Yeah.
Let me pose this question. So what are your definition of justice in this case?
I just told you what mine was.
What about yours, Derek?
Yeah, I think they all need to be sentenced, found guilty, and doing life.
Hard life, violated at every turn.
They need to be locked up with the people that they put away.
Violated at every turn. I'm serious. They should, like,
yeah.
Oh, we having lemonade for lunch. Yours is gonna be a little warm. Sorry, it was sitting out. It's not really lemonade. It's pee.
Yeah. What do you think, Dave?
I don't know, honestly. I don't.
Force them to live in solitude.
The only thing that I could think of that can be as severe is death, right? But I honestly don't know, Derek. I'm so, like I said, I'm in a different place with this whole thing. You know, part of me is, like I said, I'm kind of numb to it. Another part of me is a little fearful. And the reason why I say I'm fearful is, despite the videos and what we've seen, could these dudes get off on a technicality, or have a defense team that's so good that can get them off, or get them less years than what they probably deserve? Right? Because we've seen numerous things like that happen where we thought that the police officer was dead to rights and they got off. We've seen more law enforcement get off than we've seen them get punished for the things that they committed, right? And whether it could be for technicalities, or it could be for prosecutors trying to go for too much.
Yeah. I think if that does happen, but I think they've had some examples where prosecutors have done too much, and I think one of the things that mayors are trying to make sure doesn't happen is the rioting starts to happen, and so they are trying to be more careful in their approach when trying these cases, to make sure that it's true justice. Now, if they do get off on a technicality, I do believe we will see rioting, and not just in Memphis.
Of course. It'll be chaos and mayhem everywhere. Chaos and mayhem everywhere. I guess, and Dev, to circle back to what you just said, one of the things that you feel would be as harsh would be death. I don't feel like death would be harsh. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like death would be harsh enough. I feel like if they were to receive the death penalty, right, and be swiftly executed, how much are they really enduring to kind of realize the weight of the gravity of their crime? If they're sentenced to death, let's just say they're convicted in the next 2 years, they're sentenced to death and they sit on death row for like maybe 5 years. You know what I'm saying? That's like serving a 5-year sentence.
Yeah. I'll tell you this though.
To me, I feel like give them life in prison. Like Derek said, life in prison with the people that they've locked up. They won't do it because then that'll be the technicality that'll get them out of jail, because they'll say, oh, that's cruel and unusual punishment. But they need life in prison, and the guards need to look the other way as often as they can.
But I tell you this: if they do get off, they're not going to be able to stay in Memphis, because Memphis is different.
Yeah,
the streets will they'll get street justice. So yeah, Memphis is different.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. It's trash all the way around, man. It's trash all the way around. All the way around. It's garbage.
Well, I'll say this, I haven't watched. I don't know if anybody is planning on watching, but I chose not to watch to protect my mental health. I just didn't want that trauma. And and so I don't think I'm ever going to. But if you're thinking about it or on the fence, definitely consider your mental health before you take that plunge.
Yeah. I've heard some people watching it like with their kids to to instigate and initiate a conversation, especially with younger Black males, so they can kind of like, some people are like, oh, that's traumatic. Yeah, it is. It also, for this generation of young people who have never experienced some levels of racism at that degree, I feel like, it may be necessary in some ways, especially, and parents know their kids. So, what kids can, like, I know I would never be able to watch it with my kids. I don't know that they would digest it the right way. So
yeah. I just think it's a sad and yet another unfortunate event. And I don't know what me and my wife were watching. I don't know if it was something along the lines of, I don't know if it was this situation or if it was a mass shooting or whatnot, but I asked her, I was like, yo, are you ready to move to Dubai? Some country where, guns aren't prevalent. I think over in Dubai, you have to be part of the military or government to actually have a gun. So they don't have them issues.
Yeah. I'm not going there.
You should visit.
Might visit.
I think you'll like it.
Pictures look cool.
No. You will like it.
You will like it. Oh, that's right. You'll like it. You'll love it. It's going to be the best experience you've ever had in your life.
Yo, before we run out, man, I haven't watched yet, but what I am excited about watching I think it's very important with everything going on with the Tyre Nichols situation. The 1619 Project on Hulu. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's necessary that we all, take take the 6 hours out of your life over the next few weeks. And on Thursdays, I think they're breaking it up into 3 sections. So the first one's out. I think the second part comes out tomorrow. And then the final installation will be next week. Take the time out, watch it. I think I might wait until all of it's out so I can watch it all at once.
For those who don't know what that is, Walt, you care to share?
The 1619 project is a docu-dive, I'll call it a docu-dive into the historic foundations of systemic oppression and whatnot of Black people in America. How there were Black people here before the Mayflower. How our story doesn't begin with slavery as Americans and as African Americans, and it gets into it, and it speaks about the I can't remember the sister's name who actually did the write up on it,
Nicole Hannah Jones.
Right. Yeah. She wrote about it, and they turned it into this docuseries. So it gets into all of the systemic issues and the complexities, and it lays the the path, I guess, for you to understand this is where we are, how we are, and how it all ties together. A plus B plus C plus D gets us to the crap hole situation that we see right now.
Do you know there are people out there now talking about boycotting Hulu because of 1619 project?
Yep, because they consider the 1619 project to be a form of critical race
theory. Yeah.
So a revisionist history.
Yeah. True.
So I'm gonna need one of y'all Hulu username and password. So
whoa. Slow down, man. You see Netflix. You see Netflix trying to cut that down, man. You can't say stuff like that on recording.
I saw that.
Man, Hulu gonna be next.
I saw that, but I'm gonna still need that. Run your Hulu username and password. Yo, we would be remiss if we didn't say that we want you all to keep Tyre Nichols' family in your thoughts and prayers. So continue to lift them up. As the situation unfolds. So yeah. Any last words?
All power to the people, man.
Yep.
Fight the power.
Are we giving a shout out?
If you want to give a shout out.
Sure.
Go ahead.
I was gonna give a shout out to the of course our SDSU Bulldogs that are going to be in the Super Bowl. Javon Hargrave. What was the other guy's name? Was it Ted? Not obviously not Ted Cruz. Oh, it is Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz, right? He's from Kansas City office. He's not playing, obviously. He's in the office.
Is it Ted or said?
It's not said.
I think it's Ted. And then Eric Dickerson, who's in the office for Philly. And then of course, I want to give a shout out to my bro, Tory Dandy. He's representing Hassan Reddick and AJ Brown. And AJ Brown for the Eagles, and then Trey Smith for the Chiefs.
Shout out.
It is Ted Cruz.
Oh, it is Ted Cruz. Okay.
Wow. I changed my name.
You ain't never lied.
Listen, for real. Yo, and with that being said, we are out. This has been another episode of 5 Things Off the Wall, and everything you do, take positivity with you. Peace.
Peace, beautiful people. It's your boy Dad. Listen, man. Follow, like, subscribe. 5 Things Off the Wall. We are available on YouTube and IG. 5 Things Off the Wall. 5TOTW. Peace.